All right. Hello again. So, quick update. Um, that's not the update. So yesterday was rest day slash cardio and tiny bit of abs. People say that abs are you'll only see them once you're lean enough, but also, you know, it's the same concept as any other muscle out there. Okay. Yes, you'll see them when you're lean, but so are every muscles, right? Like your biceps or your back, your deltoids and whatnot. You'll see them when you are lean indeed. But you can also develop them, That's why we try to get bigger. It's the same thing with abs. You want to see it well developed too. So that's where I'm at. Although I totally do not expect abs this year at all. Let's just say that. And I'm not saying that as an excuse that, I don't want to. I definitely do. But right now, because we are so far into the other extreme of things where I was carrying a lot of fat and still do. But right now, we are well on our way. So given that, I did my abs, and I only do them once or twice a week. You know, I feel like I will have ample time, and it makes more sense to develop them while I'm on like a like a bigger intake of calories. Because right now that I'm cutting and whatnot, um, as much as I would like to be hopeful and get to that Goldilocks zone of losing fat and building muscle at the same time. It's really the goal is maintain muscle and lose fat and really lose it. So, oh, like something's wrong with my. Okay, no, we're good. We are good. Anyway, so what I'm focused on is losing fat. Definitely making sure I don't have much of a gut. And as much as I denied it, it really used to be very protruding. But we had our cardio abs, which is light work. It's very light work. Cardio was I did. I don't measure in minutes. I measure in calories. I put my weight on it. I put my weight in all my settings, and um, I base how long of a duration my cardio is um, by the calories it said that I burned, and I just went 300, maybe a little over, and sometimes I'll go 100 calories more in terms of the calorie burn if I'm in the mood for it. It definitely helps to burn some extra calories, but you know, you can only be as motivated as much as you're energized for. And yeah, although I center my carbs around whenever I'm about to work out, um, still like you don't have as much of that oomph. But today, um, I center I center my carbs around my workout today. So lunch and pre-workout was the one with carbs, and later on I will have some keto tortilla, which is it says it has carbs, but there's only like 3 carbs, and then 17 grams of it is like what, dietary fiber, which is your body can process that. That's why it's fiber. It's because your body ain't digesting that. So, anyways, I am about to hit some legs. I'm not. I'm not feeling very squatting today, so we might go hack squat or leg press. I want to go more into leg press because I don't know. I don't feel strong. Is what I'm saying. But with leg press, I can still be very stable with my upper body, but still really load up my legs, which is what I'm doing. Um, Also, update. You can't really see it, but I did get a haircut. Just trying out some things. What else? But before I'm headed to the gym, and it's just like 5 minutes away from where I'm currently going to right now, we are heading to Walmart to not only for me, whenever I shop, I don't. Uh, I feel like I've said this before. I don't get all of what I need right away for the week. I get it when I need it, because it helps me do something interesting or with a purpose while getting my steps in. And while I'm at Walmart, I'm not only gonna get the one thing that I'm there for, but and then head out right away. I will kind of do some laps around like the aisles and whatnot. Get about 1,000 or 2 steps there, which takes about like you know 20-30 minutes while I'm there. So we're doing that. So after I go to Walmart, get my steps in, but also get what I need, I'm just trying to, add a purpose to it. So I'm not just blindly walking. I will see you guys at the gym. All right. So we're in the gym. I already warmed up, did all my stretches, and already did my warm up sets. If you're wondering why this is the first exercise, well, I found out that in terms of like getting my knee especially, but just my overall lower body prepared, something like a hinging movement with my knees. When I do that first, i tend to I tend to have a less painful, less shocking experience when I'm doing a pressing movement. So yeah, we're starting with our lying leg curls. The stack is about 140, as it says here, from hammer strength. We're just gonna go do as much as we can. All right, let's go. Oh, okay. All right. That was a good set. I will go do 2 more and we're gonna move on. But I only show one set for now. All right. I don't know if you guys could see that, but yeah. So everything was practically taken. Leg press was taken. Right now it is not, but I already warmed up with some squats, so I figured we'd just do this. Sound check, sound check. Um, to be totally honest, I'm not really feeling squats, but that feeling also, it's an invitation to a challenge almost. So if, you know, Andre the Citizen is very concerned about about doing this, then that must mean that Driven Andre, in a way, will really like the outcome of this. So we have 2 plates and a 25 in the bar. So that makes it what, 275? And we're just gonna do like, I hope we can do like 8, but if I get like 4, 5, 6, I will be completely happy. On a cut, that is amazing to me. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna move my mic somewhere else. Put this in my arm. Let's go. Come on. Side note, I can only do front squats. My shoulder is not flexible at all to be able to do back squats. So I may need to work on that, but that's not the priority right now. Let's just do this. Oh, that feels heavy. Nope. We gotta go ladder. We tried. And my phone fell. Alright, let's do that again. Wow. To be honest, my legs could handle that weight. It was my spine that was like, there was a little bit of aching going. So that prompted me, as much as I wanted to ego lift that one, let's just not get injured during this. So we're gonna stick with 2 plates, see what we can do. So, you know what? This is me humbled and taken aback. If you don't know, my PR for a single, like a 1 rep max for front squats is 365. I may find a video that I have, but we'll see. Anyways. Let's go. This is much better. Okay, we're gonna do one more set of that, and then we're gonna move on. So, what is this? This is the third exercise. Forgot. Third exercise, I decided to do some this one. Yeah, some RDLs here in the Smith machine. I don't do this much, probably because I suck at it, which means I should really do it more. But It's just that uh, I've been on a kick of using machines for comfort and stability, but sometimes you really just got to get down and compound it up from time to time. Uh, so with the RDLs, what I've been trying to do is just make sure to just it's not a full-on stiff-legged deadlift in a way. I try not to use as much lower back as I can. So meaning, because I'm trying to work like kind of the hamstrings and especially the glutes. Important muscles, by the way. If your glutes are weak, your knees take the damage. So that's an important thing. Um, uh, uh, and yeah, so I've been just trying to like focus on the mind and muscle connection. Trying to not bend my back forward and not have a slouch. So that's kind of what I've been on. Anyways, let's do this. Just Ow. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Now y'all see why I got that cake. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe I'll edit it out. Okay, so last exercise here. We're gonna do some quad extensions, or I think the proper term is leg extensions. But yeah, it's for quads, so extensions. Same as assignment extensions. Definitely didn't need that. Anyways, so I think I already warmed up as per usual. Stack is at 145. I think I'm just gonna do as much as I can for like 2 sets, both failure and then probably some assisted reps. You'll see. All right, let's go. Okay. Oh, ow. I hate that. I always hate that. All right, so color me problematic, but I hate quad pumps so much. They're not a good feeling for me. It's like all day I feel like I peed my pants. But that's all. Anyways, I think I'm gonna do one more of those. And then, all right, so after the gym, a little car talk for whoever's watching. Yeah. Leg day? Okay. It was okay. Um, don't come at me for only doing 4 exercises. I may have missed some calves, missed all of it. But here's the thing: when you're doing cardio 5 times a week, and like it could, all of them could be like from the stairmaster, and short-legged old me. Let's turn on some lights. Tend to I tend to use a little bit more calves than I would per stride step type of thing. So there we go. So calves are always stimulated in a way, meaning that most of the week they are always slightly sore. And if I want to keep doing cardio, that's the thing that I kind of sacrifice. And you know, there's got to be some consolation here, because it is a trend that people skip leg day because it sucks. It's not, it's not something that you can just quickly check in the mirror for aesthetics. And I can vouch for it. The pump does not feel good at all. Um, for me at least. Like if I get like a quad pump, and I just feel like jello, it feels like I peed my pants. I don't feel good at all. You know, I'm walking upstairs just all wonky. Uh, yeah, but I focused on what matters. The upper half, not even half, but like the actual leg part of the actual leg part of my leg, my 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 quads, my glutes, my hamstrings. Um, the gym that I went to didn't have the adductors, but it's the nearest for me, so I just went with what they got. RDLs I don't do every leg day. I probably do them like every 2 months or so, because I'd rather do, like two other accessory workouts, exercises. But uh, for this one, I decided to just, you know, since I'm not trying to fully do some hip thrusts, which is they're kind of the same hinging motion of targeting your glutes and some of your hamstrings. I just went with more of a compound movement, which is the RDLs, and it was great. Uh, for my post workout meal, meaning my dinner, because I worked out pretty late. I was gonna go around like 4 o'clock, but I decided to just lay around, relax, cool my mind, because I just studied for 2 exams, and I just I just wanted to chill out a little bit and kind of celebrate by just taking a breather. And tomorrow, no school until Monday. Uh, so I could sleep in a little bit. So my goal is to really like eight, get some like good sleep, 8 hours plus, turn off all my alarms. I'm probably gonna wake up around 9 ish, depends if the sun will shine, because I do keep my windows uncovered for the sake of circadian rhythm, which means that when the sun is up, you are up. When the sun is down, I am able to sleep. Although because of the light pollution in the cities and all that, and you know, let's face it, uh, sometimes we pick our habits that we get rid of and habits that we keep. I keep a habit of having my phone, although I try to put it on the warmest setting so there's no blue light flickering, but there's still that flickering effect. As you know, like per seconds, our phones literally flicker thousands and thousands of times, which well, we might not perceive that, but our brain and our eyes they kind of strain from that. So yeah, uh, at that point, there's that aspect of you're gonna have trouble sleeping because of that. But that is where my melatonin supplement comes from. I have a and it's very effective for such a low dose because I have the ones that is it's one gummy. So those are gummies, melatonin gummies, but they've got also some magnesium in them. So it helps with body relaxation and overall just getting you into that mood of time to rest. So with that, I'll probably take one of those before I eat my dinner, which is I was gonna do some um, keto tortillas with just pan fried pork tenderloin, but I decided to make it a soup meal, a Filipino soup called sinigang, but I'm just gonna put some napa cabbage. So all the seasoning, some garlic, onions, uh, s- uh, sweat that a little bit. Add your tenderloin, your whatever protein you choose. Pork is a common one for this Filipino dish, but you do chicken, beef, almost. Some people do fish, salmon. Uh, but pork's cheap, man, and people, you know, because they associate pork with the pork belly, all the bacons and whatnot, and the tender cuts. But you get the tenderloin. They're very lean. They're almost like zero fat. I think for the one I got, like let's say, you know, I think the one I have right now is like 280 grams of that amount of protein. That's gonna give you about like 55 grams of protein and like only like 12-ish grams of fat, which all in all, that's pretty good macros. And for very cheap, uh, for only about Canadian, about $4 a pound, and which is like what, eight 8.99, 8.99. I can't speak. 8.99 per kilogram, which is fairly cheap, and on a cut, it's a budget saver and a lifesaver in that regard. But I'm home now. It's time to make that. I'm gonna make it full of volume. I'm gonna add probably like 200 grams of Napa cabbage with like what 600 milliliters of water, and I just got that little tamarind seasoning sinigang mix with it. So it's gonna be a simple meal, but also I'm gonna have just one keto tortilla with 2 eggs on it, and just a little bit of spray of olive oil, which is, you know, a good amount of spray. Will probably be around like 30 calories because I'm not just doing like 3 sprays. You should have a pretty good amount of spray on it you know if you wanted to have some actual effect. And then I'm gonna have some sugar-free ketchup with that. and my total calorie intake for the day should be just slightly above 2,000. Like I think my fitness pal says 2,055. So track everything at this point. I'm going aggressive. Steps for the day, I think just a little bit over 7,000. So the reason why I'm okay with the extra calories north of 2,000 calories is because my TDEE, I only put, my body fat percentage, my height, my weight, the amount of times I have strength training sessions, my 5 times of cardio per week, and my daily steps of 5,000. But I undershoot my estimated steps. So if let's say I reach about 7,500, I get those extra 30 to 50 calories to play around with, maybe. So I don't have to track as much of the oil spray that I got, which, it definitely affects, even though it's such a small thing, you know. But it's good that you have some room for error, and as much as aggressive this cut is, mind you, I'm probably gonna weigh like 209 tomorrow. Except, the soup's gonna have a bunch of water and sodium, so we'll see. But the lack of carbs probably will not hold that. I'll probably flush it out, and that's the part of where my carb intake is just pre-workout. There are gonna be some, like, trace carbs from vegetables and onions and whatnot, but those I tend not to track it at this point. I'm still within that room of I'm losing weight, and I'm looking in the mirror. I'm progressing to where I want to. So, at the end of the day, it is a goal that you work hard for, but it's not that big a deal. It's not the end of the day. Like, if I shoot over my calorie intake by 65 calories, it's not the end of the day. Because I already put it in place that I'm probably gonna. And the thing is, I don't have my phone with me all the time in my pocket tracking my steps. So all the little chores I have, folding clothes, cleaning the bathroom, washing dishes, cooking my food, that, you know, the 20 calories that I have extra that goes, let's say, untracked. Let's say I have what? The sugar-free ketchup. Let's say there's like 10 calories because I just doused it, and in I think every 30 milliliters there's 5 calories. So let's say I have about 10, 12 calories. In the amount of, I prep my food, chop up the vegetables for 15 minutes that I'm cooking. You know, um, I'm flipping the pan and all that. You can't tell me I did not burn 20 calories in that 15 minutes or so of extra movement. So, but we're gonna go ahead and end the day, eat our meal, get some sleep, and tomorrow should be chest and back. So, see you there.